How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the live. I'm super excited to be on with you today. We're going to talk about a subject that is very important, very relevant, and I don't think it's going to go away. As long as people are existing, I think that it's going to continue to exist. We're going to talk about jealousy today. Jealousy in relationships and jealousy in friendships, jealousy in general. You know, a lot of times people like to bring up the fact that God says in His Word that He's a jealous God, but God is rightfully jealous. It's interesting. It's kind of like in the case scenario where you have, a loving, wonderful God who has made people and He's given them life, health, strength, put them in the right mind, all the things. And those same people that He's created, that He's blessed so much, would then go and idolatrize, if that's a word, or make an idol in something else and decide to go and worship their money or worship their wardrobe or worship another person. And so I understand that jealousy because God is almighty and He's the one who truly deserves our worship, and He truly is the only one that deserves our praise, our allegiance, our honor. But we're going to talk about jealousy within a relationship, within the confines of even a marriage, within friendships. Jealousy can be tricky because you don't want to have a jealous type of person in your circle, someone that is obsessed with, who you spend time with, who you talk to, things like that. You really don't want that type of friendship. It can be dangerous, and it can be something that has something else at the root of it. Could be control at the root of that. The Bible does teach us that every sin is found in jealousy. So to be wise, to kind of steer clear of a jealous person or a jealous quote unquote friend. But within the confines of a marriage, it's understandable that from time to time, someone can become jealous. Now, I would say that in my interactions and in my talking with a lot of couples, that they would find it very attractive, or even what's the word I'm looking for, but it's not a bad thing when they would discover that their spouse was a little jealous, or their spouse had a feeling that they were jealous of them. Not jealous of them, I'm sorry. Jealous because they had a particular interaction with the opposite sex. And so that's something to make a note of. A little bit of jealousy, I believe, in a relationship is healthy. It is okay. That shows yourself and your partner, your spouse, the amount of investment that you have placed within in them from your own personal heart. You have given them your heart. You have given them your life. Basically, you have dedicated your life to being in this together with them, and so it can feel some type of way when the opposite sex is wanting to monopolize too much of their time, or you hear a particular tone, or are a witness to a particular look that maybe they want to exchange with your person. So I would say to that, prayerfully approach the situation with your spouse, but do it in a way that has the guidance of the Holy Ghost. Seek the Lord about it first. Bring your heart before the Lord and ask God to show you yourself in this situation. Ask Him to show you your heart, how you should feel about this situation. Is this a first time occurrence? Is this something that you are just now seeing for the first time? Has your spouse ever talked to this person ever before in their lives? Are you being reasonable with this emotion? Is this something that you even need to share with your spouse right now? So that's the first thing that I would tell you to do. Now, if this is something that keeps occurring or keeps coming up or keeps bubbling up because your spouse has to interact with this person, or your spouse has to do business with them, go to work with them, live close to them. Maybe they're a neighbor or something, don't know. But if that's the case scenario and you feel that this is something that is probably escalating a little bit, again, I say seek the Lord about it, get His guidance on it, and then approach the situation lovingly with your spouse and let them know that you trust them. And I would think that you do trust them because you wouldn't have married someone that you don't trust. And if there's, a scenario or a case where that person has betrayed your trust in the past, then it would be prudent to possibly get a very non biased third party to converse about this with the two of you. That way, you can enter into this conversation and exit the matter with your relationship intact, with love being felt, understood, and with there being a proper solution. So I just want to say be encouraged today. If you have had a situation or a scenario like this, know that you are not alone. That when you love somebody, when you've given somebody your heart, when you have married someone, or say you're even betrothed, when you're engaged to be married and you have invested your life in this person, then yes, there will be times where you do feel a little jealous because, that person is valuable to you and other people will see that value also. But it's important that you know that, one of the perks of you choosing the person you married is knowing that they are trustworthy, knowing that God is for your marriage, and knowing that that you have help. You have help by spending time in prayer and asking God for wisdom. You also have help with covering your relationship in prayer. You have help with counseling if you need it. Should there have been, a previous situation that wasn't what you expected. If there was some betrayal in the past, you have access to, counselors and, marital coaches and things of that nature. So just be encouraged that way. Now, on the other side of things, if you yourself feel that your spouse is being jealous or possessive of you, that's another story. That's another case scenario. We'll probably cover that in a part 2, but I just want to encourage you on that side of things today. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.